I'm excited to tell you guys that whether you knew it or not, May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. To get this right, I'll quote it, an annual celebration that recognizes the historical and cultural contributions and economic contributions of individuals and groups of Asian and Pacific Islander descent to the United States. So with all that said, I'm pleased to be coming to you from not only one of the oldest spots for martial arts in the county, 30 years old this year actually, but also a self-proclaimed best martial arts school ever, it says on the website. So we are here at Vuong's Martial Arts in North Gambrels, and I'm pleased to introduce you to today's guest on the podcast, Chien Vuong. So,
hello, everybody.
Chien, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us. And just to kick things off, if you could tell us a little bit about your personal background and what led you to found the business 30 whole years ago.
Well, I'm originally from Vietnam, and what got me interested in martial arts was my grandfather. He would take me to Bruce Lee movies every Saturday.
Oh, wow.
And we would go and watch since I was a baby.
Yeah.
And then we, so that put it in my head that I wanted to be a martial artist. But I didn't actually learn martial arts until we migrated from Vietnam to Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
And that's where I started my taekwondo.
So how old were you when you came to America?
I was 7 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was my mom and myself, my brother, and my sister. So 3 of us with a single mom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. In a completely new,
Yep.
unknown
Everything.
place. Wow.
So, I just wanted, my mom was a very, very strong woman.
Absolutely.
And, in Vietnam, she was a special forces nurse for the U.S. Army.
Wow.
So she, with her job, she took care of her whole family, her mom, her dad, her brothers, and her sisters.
Wow.
And then, in turn, my aunts took care of me.
Jeez.
And, she didn't know how to cook or anything. So we migrated from Vietnam to Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
Wow.
And she had to become a mess hall nurse.
Jeez.
Oh no, mess hall, not nurse, but
Yeah,
mess
yeah.
hall cook.
Yeah.
And she was working, 16, 18 hours a day.
Jeez.
And it was
So
just,
we know where you got your work ethic and business ethic.
yeah.
Man. And talk about contributions that coming here we didn't know about from your family to the U.S. That's amazing.
So I started my taekwondo journey when I was, I would say about 12 years old.
Okay.
And from that moment, I had it in my head that I was going to own a martial arts studio.
Wow.
I didn't know how I was going to do it, but it was just, something that was.
Jeez, it's a cliche, but that's the real the real American dream. Then that's awesome.
Yeah, I had odd jobs here and there. I went to college for a couple of years, and then I started my business here in Gambrels in 1992.
Okay, what brought you up to Maryland?
So my mom, again, I have to go back to my mom.
Yep.
She,
That's where it all begins. That's where it all begins.
She was a mess hall cook,
Yep.
and she didn't know how to cook. She learned how to cook. She opened her own business, her own restaurant, and
Way before the days of YouTubing how to cook this or that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so she learned how to cook. She's a great cook.
Oh, wow.
But in business, she didn't know much about business.
Sure.
And then the landlord kind of took advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
And every month, he saw she was doing well. Every month he raised the rent on her, so she couldn't keep up. She couldn't keep up.
Jeez.
So, we moved up to Arlington, Virginia.
Okay.
When I was about 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
and she worked with her friend in a restaurant
Okay.
up there, and then she met my stepdad, which he found a house out here, in Crofton when Crofton was
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
small,
exactly.
really small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my little sister was taking gymnastics right down the road. It was called multi-sport.
Yep.
And before that, I was helping my instructor teach and everything like that in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I actually helped him start his school down there.
Okay.
So
you were kind of, while you were learning Taekwondo, you were also kind of learning to teach it, I suppose.
Yes. And I tell my students all the time, when I first started teaching, I was like, I was real timid, real quiet. But through doing that, it helped me build confidence and learn how to speak out and learn how to, push myself.
Right.
And my instructor would always tell me, you need to speak up.
Yeah.
And gradually,
Well, I guess hearing more about it makes me also curious. When did you learn to speak English?
it was all kind of a blur. So when we came over in 1975, I went to elementary school in Fayetteville, and I took ESL, English as a second language. And because my mom wasn't home with us a lot,
Right.
and we didn't have childcare.
Right.
So I was 7, and my brother was 5, my sister was 3, and we were taking care of ourselves.
Jeez.
And going to school, that's all English.
Yeah.
And then now I can understand Vietnamese,
Yep.
but it's very hard for me to speak it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I learned it all in school.
Yeah.
Speaking of-
Immersion.
Yes, we had no choice
Yeah.
but to learn as quickly as we
amazing.
could.
So this is an awesome thing. So especially being a child, you can kind of see how your environment and everything kind of, it came in and it influenced you, it kind of built you up and things like that. So when it came to, you said your journey started at 12 for Taekwondo. Do you think, and for your business specializes in youth and in getting the youth ready and getting the youth into it. Can you speak to that a little bit and what things you guys offer and how you offer it to, really kind of create that positive atmosphere for a kid?
Like you said, I learned young, to work hard. I didn't have, my mom wasn't there to push us. Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. It was all up to us. In learning Taekwondo, I wanted to do it, so I pushed myself to go. If I didn't have a ride, I would find a friend to give me a ride. Or I would ask my instructor, hey, can I get a ride with you today? But, hard work, dedication, and perseverance is what we teach our kids. And when I started my school, I really wanted the kids to learn you have to earn everything you get. So, we're not the type that, you show up 10 times, you're going to get a belt.
Yeah.
You're going to come to class 5 times. No, I got to see that you know what you're doing. I got to see you understand what you're doing, and also that you're working hard. And and I want them to learn, not only use it in here, but at school and at home. So when they test for their belt, the teacher has to sign a sheet that tells them, hey, they're listening, they're following directions in school, and they're being respectful. And the parents have to sign saying that they're listening at home, they're doing what they're supposed to do, being good students. Because when they come in here, it's like 50 minutes, right? And then they'll go home and forget about it. But it's not only me saying, oh, you can test, but your parents and your teachers, so you're well-rounded students. You're not.
That's so awesome because your reach now goes outside of just here.
Yes.
It kind of permeates every single aspect of their life, which is, I think that's awesome. So especially for like a child who may not even be confident, you know what I mean? Because, like somebody who's grown up and, they were bigger than the other kids and they got picked on a lot and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm going into my own thing.
No, I had the same experience too. I had the same experience, in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I was picked on. I was the smallest kid.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to speak English back in that time. And, you know, and taekwondo helped me out a lot. And you know, that's why I'm passionate about helping kids become more confident in themselves.
Yeah, because a lot of people think, you know, oh, it's fighting, or it's punching, and it's this and it's that, and a lot of people don't realize that it's really it's your mental, it's your emotional, it's your confidence, and it's stuff that you can take through many parts of your life, not just self-defense or not just, you know, whatever. That's awesome.
Developing as a well-rounded person, and like you were saying, not just, I guess that's probably one of the things that makes you guys unique, is not just being a place that gives out trophies every week, you know, and it's not just for kids to brag to their friends that they earned this or that belt, but actually, you know, really developing them.
It's for, you know, it's perseverance and patience on the parents' part. You know, they bring their kids to learn, you know, discipline, they learn focus, learn confidence, but all that comes in time. You know, it's not going to come in 6 months, it's not going to come in a year, but over time, we've been here so long, and, you know, when we go shopping, we have parents come, oh, you helped my son so much, and I said, you know,
that's got to be so rewarding.
It is, and I'm like, thank you so much for letting me know, because sometimes, you know, you're like, you know, why am I doing that? Even though you love it, you ask, why am I doing this? And in the age of instant gratification, the things that, and I'm a parent, and parents look for, you know, they want their kids to be the best person they could possibly be. And it comes in years and years and years. You know, you tell your kids, you know, pick up that, pick up that, pick up that, pick up. And then finally, you know, when they're 21 and living alone, they're picking it up themselves. You know what I mean?
And you're proud to see that, I'm sure.
Confidence and all that. So you remember, Jeff, in 5th grade, I remember you was doing a lot, Jeff. You was talking trash and stuff. Jeff, I ain't even gonna do it, Jeff. I ain't even gonna do it, Jeff. Sorry, excuse me. Just had to breathe.
So Chien, speaking of, you know, being such a well-established business and part of the community, what are some of the challenges you faced over, you know, your 30 years in business, and how have you overcome them? I'm sure applying, you know, some of that work ethic that you alluded to, being so powerful from your mom. But what are some of those challenges, and how would you recommend other business owners tackle similar challenges?
It's just, you know, there's so many challenges. You know, it's hard to say. Yeah. But my thing is, I just get up and one step in front of the other each day, and you just keep moving. And, you know, it's financial challenges, you know, customer challenges, you know, banking, you know, just all type of stuff. And, you know, when we were building our facility, it's just, you know, it was hard to sleep, but, you know, sometimes you just have to wake up and keep moving. And that's what, you know, great business people do. You know, if you want to lay in bed and sleep and hope it goes away, but, you know, you just get up each day, and you just have to tackle it head on.
Right. So it's almost like business has kind of forced you to really practice what you preach.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
is that
exactly.
consistency, that pushing forward, that, you know, that, and even having confidence, because a lot of times you got business owners who will, they don't have any idea of what they're getting into. And, you know, that could honestly not get, that could hit your confidence a lot and make you kind of like, okay, I have no idea what I'm doing here. But, you know, you guys been around 30 years. That's awesome.
You know, there's a couple of times where, you know, I was knocked on my butt a few times, but, you know, you just have to get up and just, you know, keep moving. Keep moving. Even if you're crawling and pulling and tugging, and you just got to get up and just keep moving. You know, just like COVID, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's definitely the most recent enormous challenge.
Yeah, when we shut down, you could imagine that, you know, going from a cash flow business to a cutoff. And I want to thank my student body that stuck with us through Zoom and through Facebook, you know, and I talked to, you know, some of my black belts, and I said they could see it on my face when I was doing it's not the same.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I actually thought, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
You know, because, and I had a couple of people I relied on that helped me out during that time where I was really, really,
Yeah.
you know, down.
Yeah. Yeah.
and-
Everybody definitely needs, whether a
Yeah.
friend or family or mentor,
Yeah.
someone help
They-
both the personal side and the business side of
Yeah.
things, I would think.
You know, they would come over my house and we'd sit in on my back porch and say, okay, so what do you, I would ask them as parents, you know, of students, and as students, you know, what do you think? You know, I want to do this, I want to do this. And, you know, they had their input to help me out too.
Yeah, so that's definitely a good tip then, is to always seek out advice and be open to advice, I would
you know,
think.
no matter, you know, how, you know, big your business or how long your business, you know, it's always great to have great friends,
Yeah.
you know, good people around you.
Yeah, yeah. And as you were telling us about before, I guess finding and hiring great employees is definitely
Yes,
an important part of your recipe for success too.
Yes, especially if, you know, they're within your family.
Right. Yep. Because they want to do a great job for you, obviously, and you can trust them to do that.
Yes.
That's great.
So now we've come to this part in the show where gets a little difficult. You know, it gets you know, if I could be serious for a second, because it's a hard part of the show that a lot of people tend to shy away from, but we don't shy away from any of it at all. We just want to know, what's your top 5 places to have fun in Anne Arundel County?
Well, one is Fuji Steakhouse.
Nice.
Ooh.
You know, my great friend James, he runs a fabulous place. We have a great time there. And then also right over here, Pier 99, right here, seafood. And my other friend Scott, he runs a great place down there. And
So you got all the connections.
pretty much.
I'm hanging out with this guy. Yeah,
But-
absolutely.
But those are my 2 top places that I go to all the time. And I know you said 5, but
Yeah,
those are only 2.
there's only 2.
Wait. What is that? Corteros? Mikasita? They're right.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
We're
they're
always
right
looking for the new restaurants in the area.
It's really good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. See, listen, I'm hanging out with this guy. You on the weekends?
Anytime.
Oh, I'm
anytime.
here.
Anytime.
Here.
Anytime.
Getting lessons, eating good food.
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Yes.
We're the perfect place for it.
yeah. It's one of the spoils of the job.
Yep. You know, you get to know everybody, and you learn a lot about, you know, the community.
Yep.
One thing I remember was that Mr. Payne was his name, and he ran the multi-sport a long time ago, and I sublet from him.
Yep.
And I would go around with him, you know, like we'll go to the store, and then like, hey, Mr. Payne, how are you? You know, blah, blah. I was like, man, he's famous. And I said, someday I'm gonna be like that.
Exactly.
And then now, you know, we
Now you are.
yeah, we built a nice family around Crofton and Gamrose, you know, Odenton area.
How many this is a random little follow-up, but how many students do you think you've had in 30 years?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you can say thousands easily, but
Yes, thousands. Thousands. We we have kids who had kids to bring
Right.
their kids here.
wow,
And when I see that, I'm like, ugh.
that's awesome. Though.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it's generational, I guess, you know, and it's been great. And I've seen kids grow up, and they've gone off to college, become rocket scientists or linguists, and they come back and take class with us, and they come back and help.
That's really cool.
And it's just so cool to see that.
That's a testament to a great product.
Yeah.
Once you can give a great product or a great service,
Yep.
you know, it goes through generation to generation, because that person's going to tell their children, hey, when I was growing up, I did this, that, and the third. And, you know, you always want to follow somebody who's doing well. So that really speaks to, you know, what you guys offer the community, you know, which is great.
Big time.
Our community has been a great support for us. You know, I'm glad we ended up here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I don't know how we got so lucky. It's just, you know, this community is just so nice and so, you know, what is it? Well knitted.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, I also belong to, you know, the Chamber of Commerce, and you know, met great business people, and they're very supportive. You know, very supportive.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was also asked before you go in, Steve, just to ask about, you have a star in your family. Your son is a track star.
Oh yeah.
That's what I've heard. It's been the buzz around
There's been
town.
rumblings in the
Just
office.
Really?
About your son just doing this thing.
Yeah.
So,
He goes to Crofton High School.
Oh, okay.
And during COVID, you know, he wanted to try different things. You know, I told him, I said, you're not staying in the house.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, so he went out for football, he went out for track, and he loves track. He loves doing the hurdles.
Yeah.
And you know, he's like, every time he goes to run, you know, he gets nervous. I said, just run your race. Just focus on you and get better. When he first started, he was like, his time was like 19 seconds to run the hurdles, the 110. Now he knocked it down. His last meet, like 2 days ago, he ran like 15, so he cut a lot of time off.
Wow.
15 on 15.9.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think
I was 16 hours. Yeah. little different. That is awesome though.
Yeah.
That's
You
awesome.
must be very proud.
Yeah, and then I do have a little girl too.
Yeah.
Mika, she's feisty.
Oh yeah.
And her team, she does cheer now, and her team just went to Worlds. Out of 63 teams, they came in 4th place.
Jeez.
Wow.
They call her
Man.
She's a flyer. You know, she's
might-
one of those where
man.
they throw her up.
Wow. I've seen that, you know, that Netflix show?
Yeah,
The Cheer?
yeah.
That- Man.
Yeah, she.
Wow.
You know, she has good work ethic. You know, she's always practicing, always trying to get better, and always.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, and her team was awesome.
As a father, when you see them like, you know, flip her up, does your heart kind of skip a beat?
Yeah. I always ask, do you have a good base?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you treat them nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, thinking of all the, you know, being proud of the high achieving kids, they obviously have a great work ethic and perseverance and all those values you were talking about. So for my top 5, I did a little research and know there are 7 different colored belts. Am I correct there that you can get?
Let's see, white, yellow,
Before
green.
though I'm a total novice, I was awarded a yellow belt.
Yes.
It's totally fake though. I did not earn it.
Real,
I want to tell.
It's real, but you know.
But I didn't earn it.
got-
I did not earn it. We should
not yet.
say that.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah. And I got my black belt from Walmart.
Yeah. So how many are there?
Okay, so there's the traditional ones.
Yep.
So we have traditional belts. It's white, yellow, green, red, and black. Each of them have a meaning.
Okay. So
So-
there we go. That's
So-
the 5,
yeah.
right? All right.
White means purity. You know, when you first start, you don't know anything. You're pure.
Blank slate.
Blank slate, yes. And yellow means sunshine or the light comes on where you say, oh, now I'm starting to learn. And you know, they're trying to grasp it. And then green is growth. You're starting to grow as martial artists, right? And you're just expanding yourself, right? And then blue is where your movements are starting to flow. It's starting to, you know, kind of flow like water. There you go, Bruce Lee, right?
Yeah,
flow,
Bruce Lee.
flow like water. And then red is blood, it means blood. So at that point, your techniques when you strike.
Watch out.
You're drawing blood.
My red means that I've cut myself.
So
I've hurt myself.
And then there's black, which means that, you know, you're ready to really learn and expand on your growth. So
cool.
You know, you expert at the basics. Now you start to learn on, you know, ready to move on beyond the black belt.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll cheat a little then, as I often do, and I'll tack on one more impromptu top 5. Now that we know from the opening how kind of inspirational Bruce Lee was, who are the 5 most, I guess, impactful or iconic or what have you, Asian American people that you admire? Wow, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
we did not warn him this was coming, so putting him on the spot.
One that influenced me throughout my life is Bruce Lee. You know, that's where my grandfather took me to watch Bruce Lee movies all the time. 2 would be Jackie Chan. All martial artists. Right. 3, Jet Li.
That was the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, right?
No,
he wasn't in that.
No, he wasn't in that one.
No.
They have him on movie.
Lethal Weapon. He was in Lethal Weapon 4.
Yeah, he was. That's when I think that's when he first appeared.
Yeah.
On the American scene.
Stole the movie.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And you guys asked me top 5. I only have like 3 or 4.
Well, for sure you can say your mom.
Yes, absolutely, my mom. My mom.
And your wife. Your wife.
Tip too.
I was about to say that.
We jumped the gun. We jumped the gun.
I was thinking about that, and then my mom. And then my wife. She kept me going. You guys, you just don't know what she puts up with. You know, the other day I was like, honey, I could see that you're trying really hard to be patient with me. I have that text too, if you don't believe me.
He's got the receipts.
But yes, you're right. You know, definitely my mom, watching her how hard she worked, coming here with nothing.
Right.
You know, it's just absolutely nothing. And if we ask you 10 years from now when you're celebrating your 40th anniversary, you can add your kids to the list too. Yes.
That's a good list. I like it.
Really good list. So with Steve, before we sign off, with Steve being Mr. Social Media guy, he let me know that you guys are having a 30-year celebration of being in business, a ribbon cutting coming up.
Yes, we're going to have a grand opening June 1st at 11:30. I also, requested Governor Hogan and the First Lady to come out and help us celebrate.
Hello.
But I know he's busy and she's busy, so I hope they can make it and come help us celebrate.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
We'll certainly see what we can do to
you guys,
rub some elbows.
I hope you guys come out too.
Yep.
Absolutely.
To be here.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We will.
Yeah.
Share it with our team. Share it with the county executive. See what we can do.
And let everybody know. I mean, it's always good when you have a business that's been this long in a county like Anne Arundel County, that's very close knit, that has just a great infrastructure, and it just shows when a business can last this long and have as much of an impact that you guys have had. You know, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. So, but before we sign off, we just want to let you know social media handles, where can people find you, website, all that good stuff.
Vuongs.com, that's our website. We're on Facebook. It's a little different because we changed the name of our business. You can find us on Facebook at Vuong's Taekwondo and Fitness Center on Facebook. I'm not much of a social media guy, but my daughter, she takes care of the Instagram, and Miss Joy Hutter takes care of the Facebook and stuff like that. So that's all I know.
Well, we'll be sure to tag you and do all that good stuff.
I would appreciate it
in this podcast. And just as a reminder to everyone out there, you can watch this podcast, past podcasts, and future podcasts on Facebook or YouTube or our YouTube channel. That's just Anne Arundel Economic Development. And of course, be sure to follow us on all of our social handles on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and of course Instagram to see this and all sorts of other economic development events and news and happenings. Thanks very much again for joining us today. This has been a fun one, and thanks for the free lessons too.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank
absolutely.
you.
Great.
I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So in the podcast, you mentioned having an awesome team and one of the greatest teams that have ever been assembled to run a business. Can you please let us know who these wonderful people are?
Okay, this is my daughter, Tasha, my sister, Nikki. This is my head instructor, Connor, and this is my lovely wife, Rose. And these, without these guys, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
these guys help me out and keep our business, running every day smoothly.
So listen, really it goes to show you that when it comes to business, family is always important.
Yes.